Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone, and some of you may or may not remember a video that I posted a little over a month ago now. Would have been called I Got Assaulted. And as a result of that incident, I filed a police report and was not optimistic about the Santa Monica Police Department following up regarding the incident. But they did. They did. And this case, as of this morning, has now been resolved. So anyway, I want to walk you through exactly what happened today. I'll give you a little recap if you're not familiar with the incident. Walk you through the events of this morning when I met with the detective, and then I want to give you the details. I want to just give you the story of what happened, and then if you want my opinion, stick around because I got one naturally. So let's see. The basic gist of what happened. Now, if we want to hang up on technicalities, technically this is battery, not assault. Some people care, have made that correction, the distinction. Yes, assault was the term that was used in the original video title. It's also a term people are generally more familiar with, so for consistency's sake and accessibility's sake, it's the term I'm using. Understand that if I say it, what I mean is battery. Cool. So about a month ago, I was down in Santa Monica at the Eagles bar watching an Eagles game. At the conclusion of the game, I went with a bunch of other Eagles fans to Big Dean's Oceanfront Cafe in Santa Monica on the right off the pier. Was there for a very brief amount of time. Ordered a beer. Was drinking my beer, talking to some other people who were there, talking to some other Eagles fans. Guy walks by in a Giants hat. I say, "I'm sorry, your team sucks." He turns out, twirls, confronts me, tells me to leave. I tell him I'm not going anywhere. He tells me I need to leave. I say, "I just got my beer. I'm not going anywhere." He takes my beer, wrestles it forcibly out of my hands, puts both of his hands on mine, on my hand over the cup, one more on my wrist, pulls the cup from my hand, spilling beer all over me in the process, says he'll give me my money back for the beer, disappears, at which point I'm standing there like, what the actual fuck just happened? He comes back, and this is important because there's a slight detail. The way I remember the story was he comes back, throws my money at me, tells me to leave or he's getting security. I'm still there. I'm Eagles fan. Another Eagles guy comes up to me, who apparently had been there some weeks before when I guess Big Dean's had some issues with rowdy fans and whatnot, and basically says, you just go this time, like it's whatever, but just, yeah, he was being a dick, but just leave, because otherwise he told me security's going to come in 10 minutes and escort you out if you don't leave. Another friend show up a little bit later, wants to know what happened. I tell him, he asks, he talks to this other guy who's part of this, and what I hear now is, if I hadn't left, I remember when I painted this detail, it was from Greg getting it from somebody else, or it may have been from somebody that I ran into later who then spoke to somebody regarding the incident. And what that person had been told, the guy who talked to me earlier had been told, was if I didn't leave, security was going to kick out all of the Eagles fans. So I left and I went to the police department and I filed a report. So I came down after a couple weeks of phone tag and scheduling whatever. I came down this morning. I drove over an hour in rush hour traffic to get down to Santa Monica to meet with this detective who was handling this case. And he's just told me he wants to come. First, he told me he wants me to ID the guy from a photo lineup, and then he's telling me he just wants to talk about some details regarding this, whatever. So I come in, right? I sit down in the interview room. I'm, customarily informed that I'm not under arrest, can leave at any time, whatever. So he starts by going over, I read the police report, I saw your YouTube video, gets a little condescending, you're a big YouTube star, huh? And I'm like, I'm not a star, just what I do, whatever, dude. Then he's like, go over this with me again. And he asked me to clarify certain points, like, how long does he wrestle the beer from your hands? Show me how he did it. Show me this. So to the best of my recollection, I give him all the details from what I remember. And it's, as far as I'm aware, the same story I gave for the original police report, and the same story that I said on my channel when I made the video. You can fact check me on that. The video is right there. As far as the police report, I don't know, call Santa Monica Police Department. But the details from the video are consistent with the police report, are consistent with the story that I told the detective this morning. So then he tells me he tells me that Big Dean's contacted him. And this is the reason we're here, by the way. Big Dean's contacted him because he said this guy in question, who was a manager at the place, and apparently the daughter of the owner, are very distraught. They're very upset because they have been harassed repeatedly since I put up this video. Which I find a little hard to believe, considering it reached about 11,000 people, and the majority of my followers are not from Los Angeles, so it seems odd that they've had repeated instances of harassment at their establishment, when the majority of people who saw the video don't even live anywhere near the establishment. But whatever. So, repeated instances of harassment, and they told me that nothing you said is true. Literally, nothing I said was true regarding the incident. All right, so now we pull up the video. He has the security footage. Great. I'm very excited about this because this will corroborate my story, clearly. And you can clearly see I'm minding my own business. At no point during this video, before or after the incident, do I cause any kind of disruption. Am I behaving in any rowdy manner? There's no sound on it, so you can't hear anything that's being said. But you can clearly see that I'm calm. I'm irritated. The biggest gesture I make is this in the entirety of the video. Right? You can clearly see him come over to me. After I say something to him, stops, turns, comes to me. We have an exchange. He takes the beer from me, and you can see it's exactly the way I described it. He put hands on aggressively, wrestles it out of my hands, spills it over me in the process. You can see me there like, what the hell, I'm covered in beer now. Goes away. I'm standing at the bar waiting. He comes back, right? And this is the part. I misremembered how he handled the money. He actually handed me the bills. I had stated that he threw it all at me. He handed me the bills. He threw the coins at my feet. And you can see me go down and pick them up afterwards. They're scattered about because he chucked them at me. And then you see me talking to another Eagles guy. This was the guy who was telling me, if you don't leave in 10 minutes, security's going to come escort you out. You see one of my friends try to buy me a beer, and the bartender's saying no, I've been told not to. And you see my other friend come in later, have a long talk with me, and eventually go and leave with him, right? So you see all this, right? So we look at this, and even in the moment, right there in the moment, I'm like, oh, I misremembered. I didn't realize that he handed me the bill, but yes, he clearly threw the coins. So this video finishes, and the officer's making this whole point of see, it's been more than 10 minutes, and no one's come to bother you again. No one's told you to leave. No one's made you leave, right? So we finish the video, and his first thing to me is, well, clearly the money didn't get thrown at you. So what you did was file a false police report, and that's a crime. But we're not going to, we don't want to prosecute. We're not going to prosecute. Like, he's doing me some sort of fucking favor. And I'm like, look, I'm sorry. I misremembered a detail. But clearly he throws the coins at me, to which the officer says, no, he doesn't. You just dropped them. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So we're done with the details, by the way. Well, I guess we're still in the detail aspect. We split hairs on this. I show him clearly. You can see in the video how he hands me bills, how he throws coins, how this is not a dropping. When someone hands you something and you drop it, you have a reaction to the fact that it was dropped. There's no moment where I'm like, oh crap, I dropped something. It's just hands bills, hand makes a violent gesture towards the ground, and whatever. And he's like, oh, it doesn't matter, you know. And I'm like, so we're not concerned about him putting hands on me or anything like that without ever identifying himself as an employee of the establishment. No, he's not concerned about this. He had every right to do it, according to this detective. Every right to just put his hands on my hand, on my wrist, wrestle a beer out of it. Every right to do that. And then he tells me, look, you could do whatever you want. It's freedom of speech. I'm not saying you have to take your video down. I'm just saying, Big Deans, and I told them this, they have every right to post the security footage and tag you in it and destroy your credibility. You don't want that, do you? And I'm like, so what? Now you're threatening me into, now you're trying to bully me into taking this video down, basically. No, it's not going to destroy my credibility, because I'm sitting right here telling you all I misremembered. My bad, mea culpa. I'm not lying, I'm not filing false police reports, as you can clearly see, right? Because if that were the case, you think there might be an inconsistency in my story from one story to another? You think when he pulls up the security footage, I might have some reaction to the fact that I'm about to be exposed for lying? You think I might have might be trying to cover my tracks in here? Oh, he brings up the footage, maybe I'm going to recant my story, whatever it is. Think there's some other reaction that let's watch the footage and see me prove right. Oh crap, I messed up that detail, my bad. Yeah, clearly there's me lying on a police report, purposely filing a false report, because I bothered to take the time out of my day to sit in a police station for however fucking long it was before somebody actually came and talked to me to file a false report. That seems like really intelligent. So I'm like, yeah, if I'm thinking to myself, go ahead and prosecute. This ain't gonna hold up. In the heat of adrenaline, with a small amount of alcohol involved, the odds of me getting every detail right were not exactly high. Because once again, the money exchanging incident is after this guy's already put hands on me. After I'm already feeling physically violated in this experience. So you think the adrenaline's a little high. You think I'm a little upset. You think I might misremember a simple detail, like which half of the money did he throw at me? Yeah. So. This is where I'm at with Detective Schmo. Not his actual name, guys, obviously. I'm not going to give you his actual name, because it doesn't matter. It's not important. The important part is that this guy, and I leave now, because I'm like, no, I'm not taking this video down. And I'm like, I get it. Your job here is done. You're deciding not to prosecute or move forwards with any of these charges, whatever. Awesome. That doesn't change the fact that the employee at Big Dean's acted wholly inappropriately. Whether or not you perceive him as in violation of the law, these actions he took were wholly inappropriate. And even if they were, even if you're saying he had every right, because owners of an establishment, managers of an establishment have the right to kick out any patrons for any reason at any point that they deem, as long as they're non-discriminatory. Absolutely, sure. Them's the laws. But that's the reality is that if you want to treat your customers like dirt, if you want to be a raging dick to them because your skin's too soft to hear one bad thing about your shitty-ass football team, then guess what? I'm going to go on my platform and call you out for your shitty-ass behavior. That's how it works. Right? You're not immune. People act like, oh my God, he's trying to sit here like, oh, the fucking detective has the nerve to sit here and tell me, oh, I should consider that I could destroy this business, that I could really hurt this business with my YouTube video. And I'm like, yeah, that's the point. The point is that somebody acted in a way that was wholly inappropriate, treated their customer in a way that was wholly inappropriate. So it is my absolute right to go on a public forum and say, do not patronize Big Dean's Oceanfront Cafe because they're a bunch of bullies who treat their customers horribly with no respect. And now I can sit here and tell you, without a doubt, that they also lie about those interactions. And you can see this clear as day if you go on Yelp and you go read some of the other one-star reviews, right? Of which there are many, by the way, and the majority of them are... There's a small amount of other sports fans feeling disrespected by the establishment, right? There are many of people feeling racially profiled or discriminated against by the establishment, and there's at least 5 different instances where people showed up with service dogs with proper ADA paperwork and were rejected from the establishment, were turned away. In one instance, at least, the manager told the prospective patron that they were not even interested in seeing said documentation. So this history of mistreating your patrons for reasons, I mean, in my instances, yeah, okay, if you want to treat me like dirt because I'm an Eagles fan, I guess you technically have the right to do that, but I'm sorry, you don't have the right to racially profile your patrons. You don't have the right to deny people access with properly documented service animals. And every instance of the negative review is left, Big Dean says the same thing. They double down and they say, we did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong. We're sorry to hear this, but we looked into this instance and we couldn't find, it's either, oh, well, our server said you did this, and this, so clearly you're wrong, or it's we couldn't find any evidence to suggest this, and we can't possibly believe that any employee of Big Dean's would act in this way. So no accountability whatsoever. This is just what they do. So this is a classic, clear pattern of behavior of mistreating their patrons and then lying about it afterwards, to try to make it seem like they're knights in shining armor and everyone else is the bad guy. No, all these evil reviewers are just making stuff up and we're out to get them. I'm sorry. When enough stories come in that sound exactly the same, at what point do you maybe start to question the practices of this establishment? That's what I look for when I look for negative reviews and things like that. Consistency in the quality of the review and the type of response from management or the owner. And the story's the same across the board. Big Dean's treated me like dirt. No, we didn't. That's impossible. We treat all our customers with respect. So take that for what you want. Because yeah, in the eyes of the law, no wrongdoing was happening. In fact, I was more wrong. But this nonsense of like, oh, well, clearly everything you said was a lie. Now, so I lied about being told that, because your video clearly demonstrates that, yes, your video demonstrates that I was not escorted out after 10 minutes. That does not demonstrate that I wasn't told by multiple different people that if I didn't leave, I would be escorted out by security. Your video does not show the manner in which I was spoken to by this individual. And this fucking cop sitting here splitting hairs over you threw the coins that you were not. And like, okay, it doesn't really matter in the context of what you're saying, because this is not throwing money at someone is not a prosecutable offense. But let's be real here. The fact is, you, officer, are sitting here looking at clear evidence that this piece of my story is true, and saying, no, it's not, and just making up. As I point very clearly, exactly as I told to you, I have no reaction to coins being dropped. So if I'm the one who dropped them, you'd think I'd have some reaction to that. It's not like I'm sitting there hammered off my ass going, oh no, coins fell down. You can clearly see, clear as day, I take the money, I look down as he throws the coins. You can see the trajectory of the coins and the timing of that, which coincides with the motion of his hand, not with the motion of him putting the bills in my hand. So clear as fucking day. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to parse that little detail, to see that at all. But this detective has clearly decided that I'm wrong. Fuck me, I lied about everything. And so I'm very glad now that I posted the video that I did. I'm very glad because, as I suspected, no, the Santa Monica Police Department did absolutely nothing to sanction this business. But thank you, good people of the internet, for expressing your feelings via reviews at this establishment. I sincerely doubt anyone went in there and harassed anybody. But if that's the case, I'm not exactly going to lose sleep over an establishment getting a taste of their own goddamn medicine. Is it right to do that? But you know what? They'll just kick you out like they do. They have every right to do that. You know what? You have every right to walk into their establishment and be a giant cockbag. And they have every right to kick you out as a result of that. So, freedom, guys. It's the world. It's how it works. Do I feel bad? Am I losing sleep? Because, oh no, some of the people at Big Dean's are really upset because they've taken heat for this. Good. That's the entire fucking point. No, my 11,000 viewed video is not going to shut down their establishment. If they go ahead and close in the next year, it's going to be because of the repeated offenses against their customers, not because I made one video that 11,000 fucking people watched. So I'm not losing sleep over it. I'm not concerned about an establishment that has multiple allegations of discrimination against them. I'm not concerned about an establishment in which I was treated like dirt, in which I had somebody put hands on me wholly inappropriately. I ain't losing sleep over the ramifications they've suffered. No, that's the fucking point. Deal with it, Big Deans. Fucking deal with it. So shame on you, Santa Monica Police Department, for just immediately dismissing any and all things I had to say simply because, I don't know, what did Big Dean's offer you, some free wings or shit? Some shit like that for taking their side? Probably. But I don't know. Whatever reason, Detective Cockbag McGee, decided that the second he found one inconsistent detail with my story, I lied about everything and Big Dean's was 100% in the right. I don't know what made him make that decision, but he can go fuck himself as far as I'm concerned. As can Big Dean's, because it's a shithole establishment that I will never be going to again, and I would encourage you to also never ever go there should you find yourself in the lovely city of Santa Monica. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I thought this was important to give you guys this follow-up, to give you guys this closure, and to come out here very clearly and say, no, I'm not afraid of them releasing the security video, because the only detail that is inconsistent with the story that I told is exactly what I told you, that the dollar bills were handed to me, the coins were thrown, not both. And I'm not ashamed to say I made a mistake in my recollection of the story. I'm not bothered by that. I'm not, oh my God, I'm a terrible person. It's going to ruin my credibility if this gets out. No, I stand by the things I said. If I said so, and this is how it does, right? I spoke my truth in that moment. When I found out that I was in error in my memory, I'm perfectly happy to come here and say, mea culpa, I misremembered that detail. Not an issue for me. Big Deans, how about you guys, huh? How about fucking owning up to your part in something? Because I have no problem sitting here saying, yeah, there you go. In this entirety of my interactions at your establishment, in which I did not act out or whatever, my one mistake was I misremembered this detail. And you know what? I'm not small enough to not own up to that mistake. That was a mistake, and I apologize for giving information that wasn't true on the police report, in spite of the fact that that's what matched my recollection at the time. I understand that I misremembered, and it was wrong of me to report that detail in light of the fact that it was not correct. So Big Deans, how about you guys? You want to own up to any of your role in this? You want to own up to any of your behaviors in the past? Any of your flagrant mistreatment of customers? I didn't think so. So y'all can go fuck yourselves. And that's it. That's what I want to talk about today. Like I said, it was important for me to get this out there, so that's why I postponed Social Justice Wednesday, to give you guys this clarification, this closure, to give myself this closure. So thank you for watching. I will get you a great Social Justice Wednesday video next week. I might even throw one up later this week. We'll make a whole big deal about the fact that it's not Wednesday. It'll be great. But appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Press the like button. If you like this channel, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure the notifications bell is on, and that you're receiving notifications from all of my videos. You go into your settings and find this out, not just personalized, because if it's personalized, YouTube decides that you personally don't want to watch any of my videos. It's just how they do. And because of that, if you want to help support this channel in other ways, feel free to click get involved with me. That'll take you to my Patreon. That'll take you to, it'll tell you about my Patreon, tell you about my PayPal, tell you about my Teespring. There are also links for my Teespring right down below here. Now till the end of the month, guys. I have it posted on my community tab. I have it posted on Twitter. There is a link for 15% off the Jesse Shot First t-shirt, as well as you can use the coupon code HANSHOTFIRST, that's one word, and first is 1ST, for 15% off my entire catalog now through the end of the month. So get yourself some Mindless Entertainment merch today. Make sure you're following me on social media, on Instagram, Mindless Entertainment, on Twitter, @JesseMilestone. Make sure you're following the @Jesse Milestone, @Team Jesse fan account on Twitter. Awesome fan account run by not me, but is the official Jesse fan account. And then make sure you click on LA Cheesesteak Reviews and subscribe to that new awesome channel I'm working on with my friends. We are a bunch of Philly transplants trying to find a decent cheesesteak in Los Angeles, largely failing. Hilarity ensues. You're gonna love it. Check it out. You guys are the best ever of all time. I will talk to you again soon. God Empress out.